This is a Theorbo, an absolutely crazy instrument I've always wanted to play for you amazing people on this channel, but they're extremely hard to find. But I have some great news. I got to personally hang out with Bernth, the amazing classical guitar virtuoso you might know from YouTube, during Jared Dine's Jam House event in Canada last week, and he brought a Theorbo with him. And one quick spoiler warning, stay until the end for an amazing surprise. I don't want to spoil it at the start, but I think it's gonna blow your mind. Let's get started. So Brandon, what do you have for me today?
I thought it'd be so cool since we're hanging out in this house to introduce you to the Theorbo, which is one of my favorite instruments, an instrument which was popular 400 years ago. When you first see it,
the case is already, wow, okay. Wow.
Looks a bit crazy. So it's basically like a 6-foot lute. You know it's a lute because it has a bowl back, like an oud, and then it has like the top is shaped like a teardrop. And the thing that makes it a Theorbo, which is the name, is that it has a neck, a second neck up top for a whole separate series of long strings, which are not fretted. We only pluck these strings with our thumb. And then on the top you have the normal strings that you pluck just like on a guitar. Fingerstyle, of course. So basically, I think of it as two instruments in one. And on the top here, you have a guitar tuning. So this is why I'm sure you can play this instrument. Look, this is C major.
Oh, okay, that looks familiar.
Yeah. D major, A minor. They're the same chords, D minor. So we have A, D, G, B, and then E's down the octave. And we have an extra A on top. And the part that you can get used to is on the bottom here, you have a full scale. G, F, E, G, C, B, A, G. And so you just have these floating, kind of like a harp up here. And you can basically pluck notes up top. Or you can go down. It's kind of like a bass guitar on the bottom. So you have like an extra low octave bass line. For the instrument, you have there's a lot of solo music written for it. Especially in France and Italy, you have dances like this one.
Nice.
It's just beautiful music.
Oh, it sounds great.
And so that's what music in 17th century France sounded like. And I just think that's so cool. But it's not super hard. So I think I can get you playing this.
Yeah. Can you show me some tricks?
Yes.
So I promise I will not fill it with water or drop it or do anything crazy with it.
Yeah, no water in this one.
So the first thing I notice is that there's a bit of a neck dive.
Yes.
Obviously, because this is very light compared to...
That's why I have this.
Okay.
So sit on that.
That's such a smart solution for that.
Call it a butt strap. And if you pull it really tight, and then
so smart.
Now you can let go of your left hand. And now if this leg comes up, it should be able to balance and not move.
Nice.
There we are. So now you're holding it. Now we just there's like a forest of strings, right? And you just gotta find the right chord. Yes.
Oh. Nice.
Yes.
Cool.
So if you ignore, see how this string is really bright colored? Ignore the string and ignore the top one. And in there is your guitar.
Very cool.
A minor.
Yes. So the hardest thing for me is, of course, navigating the strings because I'm not a finger picker. Okay. Mike Dawes showed me some tricks recently, but I imagine that takes a lot of time, especially when you get the bass strings involved.
Yes, it's a lot of muscle memory in the right hand. So your right hand is sort of similar to a classical guitarist or like an advanced fingerstyle guitar player like Mike, where you really have to be able to find the strings quickly and be very agile. But then the hard part of the Theorbo is your thumb needs to be able to jump down here while still playing the top strings. So luckily you have very big hands, so you can reach well, but you have to get used to over time, you develop a muscle memory where you don't have to look and you can just jump down to the basses and play. But for now, to make sense of it, ignore the basses and see if you can just like play around with C major and A minor. This one more. Yes.
Ah, there it is.
So this C major and then an A minor. Yes. And then where would D minor be? Exactly.
So cool. But I'm very tempted to immediately.
Yeah.
As a metal guitar player, those low tune strings are very tempting.
So coming from a metal background myself, I think I told you this earlier, like my favorite thing is I was playing metal guitars and then someone showed me one of these and I thought, what's more metal than that?
Nothing, actually nothing, yeah. The next thing I noticed that's really interesting is that you don't have your classic stainless steel frets.
Yeah.
It looks like a string that's wrapped around the fretboard. And what's that about?
So do you know about have you ever seen an oud, like a Arabic oud?
I've seen one, but I've never held one. I only know that this shape is kind of similar.
The Europeans adapted it. And what they did at the time was that they, number one, it's important to know all the strings at the time were made of sheep intestine.
Oh, yeah.
Gut, right? And so what they did was, well, this fret listing is not working for our style of music. So they took the strings, the gut strings, and they just wrapped them. They just tied them around the fretboard at intervals to create pitches. And so that's what these are. These are sheep intestine strings that I just tied around. And that's where frets come from.
But do they ever move around?
Yeah, so check this out. You can actually like move the frets. So if I was to tie in a new one, I would take it all the way down and cut this off and I could tie a new one on, which is kind of cool because since I'm tying these on, I can customize my action. So, you know, when you're ordering a new guitar, like, okay, what size frets do I want? Well, if I get tired of one size fret, I can put on a different one and customize how it feels. But that's not the only reason we have movable frets. What's great about it is you can actually change the distances and slant some and move them around to tune. So it's not just tuning the strings, it's tuning your frets. Let's see if we can get you playing some basses.
Oh,
so if you go back to that C major chord.
Yes.
Okay, so there's your C major. And then this is your low C.
Oh.
And how satisfying is that sound?
That's pretty cool, to be honest, yeah.
And then your low G is that one.
Whoa.
So you have your 5-1, sol do. And so it's like you have a harp and a guitar at the same time, and it's just like this huge full sound with also a lot of sympathetic resonation going on. You pluck one string, you hear all the other strings.
Oh, yeah.
All these overtones.
Cool.
So if I stop the string, all that extra sound is coming from the other strings vibrating.
That's really cool.
Isn't that awesome? See?
This instrument does a lot of things that I've never heard before. Yeah. The playing, of course, I can't get it to your level immediately. It's pretty difficult.
Give it an hour, I think you can make sense of it.
Yeah, sure. No, I don't think so.
Something satisfying is if you walk down in the bass, like here, do an A minor chord.
Yes.
Okay, this, yep. Okay, and actually with your thumb, you can do all 6 strings now. And now you're low A. And always, with the thumb, you always rest into the next string.
Oh, so that it doesn't...
Yes.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So you could hit that note and then roll all the top strings.
Oh, nice.
Satisfying.
It feels pretty good.
And then check this out. Because it's a scale, you can do that, and then also you can play...
Oh, that's pretty good. Nice.
Pretty metal.
You sold this instrument. Is there any kind of last little piece that you would be willing to play on it? Because
absolutely.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My 2 chords were not that impressive.
Sure, I can show you a little bit more about what the instrument can do.
It's amazing. It's really, really great.
The music was so beautiful at the time. The instrument's so beautiful. So I'm super happy to show it to you.
Thanks so much. Well, of course, I'm going to link everything about you down below.
Oh, thanks.
All right, my friends, and here's the big surprise. Of course, we couldn't just call it a day after the interview. We had to make a song together. So we just sat down to write a basic structure for around half an hour, recorded 2 takes, and the second take is the one that you're going to hear right now. Have fun with that.